everyone, welcome to Hunters Connect. Today I'm going to cover some basic public land hunting etiquette. I'll talk to you about the importance of knowing where you stand, minimizing your impact on the environment, and how to respect other hunters and recreators. So first and foremost, you need to understand the hunting regulations for that area that you're hunting. You can check out this video on where to find your hunting regulations. It's important to know where you stand at all times when you are hunting public land. Sometimes there might be a no trespassing sign, but a lot of times there's not. And you need to know if you can cross that fence, is it public land on the other side or is it private land? So a good way to know is to have a GPS with you or an app that has land ownership maps on it. With today's technology, there's really no reason for you not to know where you stand at all times. Also, if you're given permission to cross some private land to access some public land, make sure you do things such as leave gates as you found them and communicate with that landowner if this is a one-time thing or if you're allowed to come back and do it multiple times in the future. Next, I want to talk about respecting our public lands. The best way to do that is by minimizing your impact on the landscape while you're out hunting. Practice principles such as leave no trace. When you're out and you see some trash on the ground, pick it up. When you're out trying to trim shooting lanes, realize that there's other people using this area and that in some states it's not even legal to trim shooting lanes on public land. So make sure that you understand those regulations. Next, I want to talk about respecting other hunters. If you show up to an area and there's a bunch of rigs in the parking lot, it's first come, first serve. You don't want to be stepping on other people's toes in their hunting areas if you don't have to. A great thing to do if you do see other hunters is communicate with them. Talk to them about what their plan is. Are they planning on hunting in the same area you are? Can you guys resolve those issues by splitting up and going different ways? Maybe you guys both want to go hunt the same area. Try and flip a coin, see what they say. But understand that everybody has different hunting ethics. Just because you want to solve it peacefully doesn't mean somebody else will. What you want to do is avoid conflict. And the best way to do that is to have a backup plan. For example, if I show up to a spot that's, a kind of a smaller piece of public land and there's 3 or 4 truck rigs already parked there, before I left the house, I was thinking about where I can go if that situation arises. Another example would be if you're in the Midwest and a lot of tree stand hunting is happening, you don't want to go and set up a tree stand right next to where there's already a tree stand hanging. So when you're out hunting, make sure that you're always thinking about other people and what they're doing. Make sure that you're walking through the woods quietly. It'll help you out to avoid altercations with people, and it'll actually increase your odds of probably seeing some game out in the woods. If you are successful, you want to make sure that when you do clean that animal and field dress it, that you're putting the remaining contents, the gut pile, the carcass in an area that is not accessible by daily activity such as a trailhead. So lastly, a big thing to consider is keeping your hunting locations that people show you to yourself. If one of your buddies takes you to one of his favorite spots, you don't want to necessarily go in there again without communicating with him or her beforehand. You definitely probably don't want to bring all your friends and share all that information. A lot of people spend a lot of time scouting and years of hunting to find really good hunting areas on public land, and you're essentially skipping the line and going straight to the front if you are sharing that information with friends or family, what have you. The big thing here is just to communicate with that person who took you out and showed you that spot and see what they think about you going back there with or without them. So that covers some basic public land hunting etiquette. Make sure that you always understand where you're standing, to respect the land, and to respect the other people that are out there using that public land with you. Thanks for watching, and be sure to check out our other videos on how to get started hunting.